All right, this is going to be a, a pet spotlight. We're doing a pet spotlight on fun size Flarendo. I got a ton of teams lined up for them. It took me forever to get them. So I'll talk about how to get them first. Let's do this battle. I think generally I want to probably start with the Golden Chirper. So the idea here is to provide Dazzling Dance and then Primal Cry if needed, so that my Scourge of the Aspects can outspeed the enemy. So, looks like he might have a weather changer there, most likely, but I'm still going to go for Sunlight. If he doesn't change the weather, then my Surge of Darkness will guarantee stun. It's like Surge of Light, except it's 100% stun in Sunlight instead of under Darkness. So he's locked into Swarm for a second. I could hit him hard with Claws or Primal Cry. Don't really want to stay in here. I'm slower because of that. I think what I'll do here is bring in Fun Size Flarendo, get a little bit more AoE damage. The Primal Cry, and it's going to be strong versus this guy. And he'll be locked into Swarm for one more turn, so... this is generally the build that I think you'll have the most success with on most teams, is Burn, Clamp, and Primal Cry, but the great thing about this pet is he has a couple different builds that I think can be effective. So let's get on out of here, save our mechanical for later since he has Shatter Defenses up. He's going to slow me, but I'm still faster because I have Primal Cry out and Dazzling Dance. So I'm 252. I'm actually faster than all of his pets while he still has Primal Cry, so I can take advantage of that for a couple turns here. I have a Dragon Racial, so we can go ahead and kill him. And then somebody's getting stunned on the next round because he still has Primal Cry out, so all of his pets are super slow. So, yeah, my Scourge of the Aspects is going to get some work done here versus somebody. And then maybe I can save him and get off another Primal Cry. Yeah, I don't want him changing my weather, so let's go ahead and stun him. Proc our Dragon Racial. I think I want to take advantage of my Dragon Racial, so let's go ahead, hit him with a Claw, and then my speed reduction falls off. So, oh no, I didn't kill him quite. Well, I have Dazzling Dance up for one more turn. Maybe I sacrifice the Scourge of the Aspects for the Call Lightning. It's hard to say. I'm going to try to keep him alive. Utilize my Mechanical Racial. Oh, he went for a Haywire. Well, that means I can get off a Primal Cry to slow him. I was expecting a Call Lightning. Maybe he has Supercharge. Maybe he's trying to save his Lightning for once I change the weather on him. But yeah, we got off another Primal Cry, so let's go ahead and kill this Micro Sentry. And I don't think this disgusting Oozling will 1v3. Could try to save this guy. I think the best bet is just use Clamp. It's a lot of damage, so one thing I'm really like about Flarendo is attack power is just nuts. 357, one of the hardest hitting pets, besides like Little Ragnaros or the Red Cricket. And then Primal Cry is just a really good ability. We'll go ahead and bring in the Golden Chirper. That way we can get our weather out. And, well, he should die in like 2 attacks anyways. Let's just go for flurries. Don't need to get fancy here. He's almost dead. A little bit of a heal, so it's a good thing I didn't go for that sunlight I was thinking about doing. Alright, so yeah, how do you get this pet? It took me like 5 weeks. I think you can maybe get it in 4 weeks if you utilize like a rep bonus like the Darkmoon Fair, but I think it took me 5 weeks to get. You just have to clear the Liberation of Undermine raid in Undermine. Back from has Elgar, Undermine. So you have to clear this raid, and it doesn't matter what difficulty you do it on. So you could do it on LFR and get just as much reputation, but if you clear it on, like, say, normal, and then you clear it on mythic, even if it's a different character, you can only get a certain amount of reputation per week. And you can't get, like, double reputation for clearing it on different difficulties, if that makes sense. So, uh, sadly, he's very time gated. You can only get him by clearing the raid, and then you have to get, like, this reputation. Let's see. We have War Within. You have to get this reputation, the the Gallagio Loyalty Rewards Club. You have to get Renown 9, and the only way to do that is by clearing the raid. And you don't get more reputation by clearing it on, like, say, Mythic than normal. So, if you're under geared like I was, I would recommend just trying to find a group that's either doing it on normal, heroic for a transmog run, and or just put together a group and just do normal or LFG. Um, yeah, you get the same amount of reputation for clearing it on Mythic as, say, LFG or normal. So, um, you just have to clear the raid like 5 weeks in a row. Well, not in a row, but for like 5 weeks, 4 or 5 weeks, and then eventually you'll get to Renown 9, and you can just buy the pet from a vendor in the raid. That's right next to, like, the um, oh yeah, here we go. Right next to this boss. Right outside the entrance to the Cauldron of Carnage, you'll find a vendor that sells you the pet for free. You don't have to spend anything on it, but you do have to be Renown 9 to buy it, which kind of sucks because very unique pet. It has Primal Cry, and as far as I know, if we just look it up real quick, I'm pretty sure it's the only pet that is a mechanical that currently has. Yeah, it's the only mechanical pet right now in the game with Primal Cry, and Primal Cry is a really good ability. It does strong AoE damage. It's a 4-round slow, so it's basically like Temporal Anomaly, but it does damage. And because it's a 4-round duration and 3-round cooldown, you can basically just, like, you can use it on cooldown and keep the enemy team slowed permanently. Um, and then you could either run Clamp, which is a hard-hitting root ability for 3 rounds, and then Burn, which hits almost as hard as Little Ragnaros' Sulfurous Smash because your attack power is so high. Or you could try Razor Talons and Rip. I have a couple teams like that. I guess we could play this team. Would be a good example of, like, utilizing the bleed build. But most of the time, I'm going to be running him with the other build just so that I have, like, a more consistent basic attack. And I usually don't have a lot of pets that have roots, so I'm kind of excited about trying out Clamp. Dibbler's another pet that has it, but um, yeah, usually Dibbler does not have AoE. So yeah, Primal Cry is really good. That's the main reason I'm excited about using him is you can use Primal Cry with so many pets to enable them to go faster than the opponent. And yeah, he just fits. You can see I have a ton of teams that I'm looking forward to trying out with him, and I'll make even more. So if you have any combos you want to see me try out that you don't see here, be sure to leave them in the comments, and I will give them a shot. So I have a couple teams with this. Or, sorry. Oh dear, my bad. Let's rekey real quick. I have a couple teams with this combo that I'll try out. I expect they probably won't do quite as well because I don't. This means that I don't really have a basic attack besides Rip. But yeah, Razor Talons is basically Black Claw. So what I can do is I can maybe Whirling Talons and then use Razor Talons. Or, like, vice versa, I can use Razor Talons, and then if they swap, I can Whirling Talons and still, like, get a nice hard-hitting dot while they're on the back line. And, of course, you have Maul with 2 bleeds, so as long as I don't queue into, like, triple Sandstorm or something, I think this team could do well. So we have a Family Brawler here. It is, fortunately, the Sign of the Critter week, so I'm able to get some much more fun teams to queue into than I normally would. At least for now, it looks like this is significantly more fun than I'm used to. Snap Trap will be quite helpful, but I think my best bet is just start with the Violent Pole Trade. He's a very good opener pet. He's less valuable once the enemy team only has 1 or 2 pets, since he has His AoE is not split AoE, it's just it does a bleed to all of the enemy pets. So let's utilize that bleed while he has 3 pets out. He's got 2. Uh-oh, he has lightning shield. Okay, I was gonna go for maul, but that's gonna hit me pretty hard with lightning shield, so I'll just bring in the Curious Wolf our pup and throw it on a trap while he's doing that. And he has Stampede, which is weak to me. Having Clamp would be nice, because like with that high attack power, it's gonna hit like for half of his HP, but yeah, I'm gonna try out this build, see how it does. I think versus this team, I won't have any trouble. Okay. The lightning shield is gone. Let's go for Maul on the last round of his Stampede. And I'll probably swap on out now that he has a Beast Racial and Shatter Defenses on me. I think I'll just bring in 227. Let's just bring in the Pultrid. We probably take weak damage here. Oh, the trap went off at a not a great time, but that's okay. At least I didn't take any damage on my Pultrid. I might not even get to use Flarendo here because this team is struggling versus this combo a lot. Let's go ahead and hit him with Maul. He might go for like a Tough and Cuddly. Yeah, there we go. Then while he's doing that, let's go ahead and AoE a little bit more. Kind of want to give Fun Size Flarendo some time in the spotlight. So this is, after all, his pet spotlight, not the Curious Wolvar pup. So let's go for a Razor Talons while he has that Tough and Cuddly up. I think Stampede is done now. Is it? Is it done? No, I think it's going for one more turn, right? Let's go for Primal Cry. Nope. I miscounted. I can't count to 3, unfortunately. But I think he needs a crit to kill me. Did he need a crit to kill me? No, he didn't. He just needed to land a triple. Okay, well, that was lucky that he got the double. Let's go for a Razor Talons. Yeah, let's just send it. He's got a bleed on him. Okay, and then I think Rip actually just kills him because of Razor Talons. Yeah. Good job, Flarendo. I'll try this build a little bit more, but for now I'm going to go back to the general build that I would probably run the most. Since we're fighting kind of fun teams, let's play this team. I think it'll be... It's just basically... Well, the Jade Mist Dancers, S tier. But like low S tier. These are both kind of like... I would say Florendo's like low S, and then the Piglet's like a high A. Not a whole lot of like synergy here, but good coverage. So we have the Jade Mist Dancer will cover my weakness on my mechanical to elementals. If I queue into, say, a family brawl of elementals, I'll probably have a good matchup with the Jade Mist Dancer. And then he's also an elemental, which is nice since my thaumaturgical piglet has weak damage to mechanicals. I'm actually just trying to decide, do I want Horn Gore? Or I probably would actually be better off running Ooze Touch, since I have Burn. If the Q declines, I might change that. It's fine. Okay. Big AoE team. So versus Anomalous, all 3 of these pets aren't great. Maybe I start with Fun Size Florendo. That seems like probably my best bet, because at least I take weak damage from his magic attacks here. So I'm thinking maybe Clamp first and then Primal Cry. Which is better? What do I care more about having first? I think I care more about having Clamp come off cooldown first, because if he brings in that Pyreclaw, this is going to be big boy damage versus that beast. Don't know if I can beat this team. I think best case scenario I can force a draw, but there's always like the reason I like the Piglet is he always has that chance to stun with Arcane Dash. So if I could land a stun, I think I could easily win here. This is great because he's rooted and he has a bad matchup, so I can take out Anomalous, take weak damage here, and then Now I have a big decision. Do I go for Clamp or Primal Cry whenever they both come off cooldown? I think Primal Cry is more valuable. Oh, we brought in Bone Shard. Okay, well. He's got lots of AoE. I think my best bet here is go ahead and burn. I do lose my mechanical racial here. All right, let's see here. So he's the speed balance, 289 speed. That is faster. I think Primal Cry is more valuable. I probably die here. Maybe I don't die. Let's just go for the Primal Cry, because I definitely want him to be slower than me on the next round. And then we'll go ahead and we'll use Clamp. Oh, he swapped. That was a big mistake. I was actually thinking about just using Burn because it didn't really matter, but then I was like, what if he misplays and swaps here? And he totally did. Um, so yeah, that Clamp hit him for 706 damage. That's pretty nuts, actually. He probably could have won if he didn't do that swap there. So lucky for sure. And then I can heal with either of these pets. Which one is a bigger heal? 216. The Jade Mist Dancer is a slightly bigger heal, so I'll just go for that. We didn't get it. Our Thaumaturgical Piglet didn't get a play, but that's okay. Hopefully he survives back there. Yeah, good job. All right. So yeah, our fun-sized Flarendo basically 1v3'd his whole team. Just a raw attack power, and yeah, the root messed with him because what he probably wanted to do based on his playstyle is use his cooldowns, and then since he had a weak matchup to my mechanical, he probably really wanted to swap out Anomalous and save him for later. And then he couldn't because he was rooted. So yeah, the roots can actually really um, cause your opponent a lot of problems in PvP. So let's pick another team. Well, Anomalous is out and about, so maybe this team isn't going to be good enough. I don't think the Pygmy Cow is going to be able to beat Anomalous. Okay, so now Lost Quill gives Anomalous a lot of trouble. This team is a little bit low on health, but it's a strong team. Any other teams that look better? I mean, I have this team, which would shut down Anomalous very hard, but I have it kind of just set aside in case I queue into a special someone who loves to uh, terrorize my bracket. I don't think I have any other pets with Sandstorm. Maybe I just play my own Anomalous. So if I bring in this team, I can swap him out. Yeah, I don't know if playing Toxic Fumes into a Poison Protocol Great Sting team is a good idea. Maybe I won't get him, but I kind of want to be able to not lose versus that guy. So far, I'm thinking this team is probably my best bet. I don't think the Purple Puffer... Well, now the Purple Puffer does take weak damage from those dots and Bone Storm. Maybe we could play this team. So yeah, I guess the idea here is we go for a sleep. We can set up a pump, and then I have the Flarendo here as like coverage since this guy's weak to mechanicals, and then he's weak to elementals, so we have the Purple Puffer here for elementals. But the Purple Puffer is not very good versus Anomalous. You know what? If I get the same guy, we just saw how fantastically Flarendo did versus him. I have a decent feeling about this team. I'm gonna play it because I think it'll do okay. Okay, we got another Anomalous, but it looks like a different player. He's playing a Terracnid Stalker. It looks like he's probably utilizing Toxic Fumes, Puncture Wound. I'm thinking I'll start with the Lost Quill in case he starts with Anomalous and put him to sleep. Yeah, perfect. So now Anomalous is asleep, and then we could probably... I have a big decision here. Do I bring in Flarendo to 1v1 Anomalous, or do I bring in the Purple Puffer? Because if he's smart, he won't just sit there for 2 rounds. He'll bring in his Unborn Valk, and then I want to bring in the Purple Puffer. That's a tough decision. He's playing a Valk. I'm just gonna bring in Flarendo. If he brings in the Valk, I think I'll swap. Oh, okay, yeah, that. This is working out great. Okay, so this time I'm gonna try a different rotation. I will try Primal Cry first. Nope, nope. I liked how that last one went. Okay. So Unborn Valk is rooted, which means I can just take the. Yeah, I think that worked out nicely that he swapped there. I kind of expected him to stay in, but maybe he saw all those down red arrows and didn't like the way they looked. So we can take weak damage from Curse of Doom and all of his attacks. He can go for a Haunt if he wants, but I'll be able to set up a pump while he's doing that. And then if he haunts me, I will probably swap back to Flarendo since I take weak damage from. Flarendo should do great versus both of these pets because he has strong damage versus the beast and he takes weak damage versus the mechanical. And I could save my purple puffer to fight the Valk in the end. Okay. I could put him to sleep, but he's going to be able to get out his AoE first. No, actually, I can't put him to sleep. He's resilient. Silly me. Okay. So let's let me think about this. Maybe. No, I like being faster. I like being faster. Let's go for the Primal Cry. Ooh. Contagion Strike. He doesn't have the AoE. Well, good thing I slowed him. Let's go ahead and use. Do I use Clamp? I don't think I'm going to be able to get Clamp back off cooldown. I'm just gonna use Clamp here. That way he's rooted and I can kill him and he can't save this guy for later. I think Florendo's probably going to die here, but that's okay. He got a lot of work done versus Anomalous. And then since Anomalous is rooted, my Lost Quill can come in and sweep. Since he's faster than all these pets. Actually, I could just bring in the Purple Puffer. He will kill him. I'm just going to bring the Lost Quill. If I don't like my matchup, I can swap, put him to sleep and swap. He has to stay in and die. I don't think this Tyrachnid Stalker is going to 1v2 here, and that Unborn Valk has a bad matchup. Okay, let's see here. Do I just kill him? 660. I'm just going to put him to sleep. That way, while he's asleep, if he stays in, I can heal. This guy might go for a puncture wound. If it crits, it could kill me. Do I swap back? It's very risky for me to stay in and go for this heal. I think. It's just yeah. If he crits me, I think I just lose. I'll bring in the Lost Quill, but I'm losing like 2 turns there from the swap. Oh, he has brittle webbing. Huh. Well, do I deep research? Buys me back my sleep. Nah, let's go for Arcane Slash, because if he has Devour the Weak, then it'll break my deep research in 1 turn. Yeah, he totally did. Alright, it's up to my Purple Puffer to be able to 1v2 here. Although he cannot break my sleep anymore. I think now I will go for my deep research. Because it'll buy me back my sleep, and I'm not taking brittle webbing damage. Okay, now we can put him to sleep, although if he's very clever, he could swap in the Valk. I think he won't do that, though. Oh, he totally did. Alright, well, we're bringing in the Purple Puffer. No choice about it. I have to take the weak damage here. If he was smart, I think he would have went for Haunt, but he didn't, so... we can go for a Healing Wave. He's going to lose half his health. So I think he'll come back with under 330 health now. I'm pretty sure he was below 660. Wasn't really paying attention, but the other thing is the game is over. And he's dead, so yeah. I forgot. I had pump ready, so now his Valk is dead and the game's over. Yeah. Oops. Kind of forgot about that one. But it worked out for us. He outplayed us with that swap into his Valk, possibly on accident, but yeah, that was well played by him. I was just too far ahead. So yeah, these are fun games so far. Let's pick a fun looking team. Let's play this team. I like it. So the idea here is we have the Pygmy Cow. We're gonna carry him with Primal Cry and Dazzling Dance, and then yeah, I kind of like this little combo here. We have um, so we have Clamp. It's going to be good versus Beast, which are good versus the Pygmy Cow. We have the Pygmy Cow's a critter, so if I queue into Elementals, I can take weak damage on him. Um, let's see here. Yeah, this seems like a decent combo here because this guy's going to be weak versus Mechanicals, and this guy should tear apart Mechanicals because I can root them and then hit them hard with burns. So, probably one of the weaker teams I put together, but I put it together back when I made my Pygmy Cow spotlight, or I guess not really a spotlight so much as just like trying to get wins with it. So he's not very good. All right, well, this is an old school Mista Pandaria team. He'll probably start with the Valk. So let's start with the Heartseeker Moth. The Moth is bad versus the Zeppelin, so I kind of need... I kind of need the Flarendo matchup versus the Zeppelin. Don't have a great decoy breaker on my team. Let's go for Dust Cloud and then keep thinking about our matchups here. So I need maybe the Pygmy Cow versus the Valk, and then this guy would be okay versus the Kunlai Runt. I'm not sure if I want to go for Dazzling Dance quite yet. I'm going to go for... Yeah, I'm going to go for damage. And then I have to decide who do I soak this Haunt on. I don't think I want it to be the Heartseeker Moth or Flarendo. So, yep, Pygmy Cow, it's, you're up next. We could go for the... Maybe I should have went for the Dazzling Dance so I could go for the Utter Destruction. I didn't realize this was a speed tie. I don't really want to go for that coin flip. Just kidding, I do. Come on, get that stun. Maybe he has Unholy Ascension. I'm surprised he didn't go for the Haunt there. I don't really want to use Feed if he... If he goes for... I feel like he would have went for Haunt if he had it. I think he has Unholy Ascension, so we can go for a heal now. And then what I think I'll do is go for a Chew, which is strong damage versus him. He might avoid it with Haunt, but I feel like if he had Haunt, he would have used it by now, so I'm going to make that risk. Bring in the Heartseeker Moth, and then I can dodge that Curse of Doom later. Okay. And then, let's see, 210 does not quite kill him. Erg. Well, we could always crit. Let's go for it. This guy's pretty useless versus the Mechanical, so... Let's take out the Undead Racial. And then I can dodge on the next round, which will avoid Curse of Doom. And the other option is Dazzling Dance. I think Dust Cloud is good because I'll avoid the Curse of Doom. I'll avoid the Unholy Ascension that I was assuming he was running. Then I have a 3v2, so I have to deal with Decoy, unfortunately, and I deal weak damage to the Mechanical, but... Let's see here, 244, 273. Yeah, with Dazzling Dance, both of these pets, oh my gosh, they're both 227, but they'll both still be faster than his team, so Dazzling Dance will be helpful here. I don't think it's worth going for the focus beams into the mechanical. So what I'll do is I'll throw up Dazzling Dance since I have a dodge up. He's probably going to decoy anyways. And then, I want to save this guy for the humanoid. I probably just have to use Primal Cry to break decoy, which is unfortunate, but it's okay. At least decoy will be gone. And then if he stays in, I can root him. And I have a fantastic matchup. Although I'm also taking 25% extra damage. But yeah, I really want him to be rooted, and he knows better. So now he's going to be able to get his decoy back. So I'm thinking bringing in the Pygmy Cow could be decent. Yeah, the Pygmy Cow's just not that useful versus these two, so he'll be slower here. He's going to take extra damage. We'll just use that for a free swap into our Heartseeker Moth, I think. We'll just go for a feed in case. We're just using him kind of to stall out that Unholy Ascension. Okay, so I want this matchup versus the Kunlai Runt, and he's still locked in, so he's likely to go for the Frost Shock. He might go for the YOLO, though. Do I play it safe and go for the dodge? I feel like he's going to go for the Frost Shock first. Yeah. And we're still faster because we have our Flying Racial and Dazzling Dance, so we can safely Dust Cloud. He's probably going to go for Deep Freeze and then swap, so what I might want to do is preemptively swap to Flarendo after I dodge, but that's risky because I'm wasting a turn of my dodge. Oh, he knew I was going for the dodge. This guy's smart. Okay. It's not worth going for damage. It's weak. We go for the Primal Cry, I think. He can't hit us. Okay, and he probably goes for decoy here, so I can break it again. If he doesn't use it, then I can root him. And now I have the matchup I want, which is great. And the Unholy Ascension is gone, although I'm pretty far behind, because I was doing a lot of swapping. We're going to go for the Clamp. I need him rooted so that I can keep him from just using decoy and then swapping to the back to get the cooldown back. We'll use Primal Cry to break decoy, and then I need some high roll burns, Flarendo. I could very likely survive here. No, we got a high roll. And then bomb kills me. Uh-oh. I think he just played too well with his swaps for me. Maybe I could have played better, but it's looking like I can't win this one because I do weak damage. Let's go for the Dust Cloud. I need that to have a chance here, so we can start stacking up damage, but it's just weak. Yeah. Wonder what I should have done differently. Maybe I should have just used the Pygmy Cow versus a different pet. He is a little bit heavy. Okay, swapped. Still have Dazzling Dance. Maybe if I can get like a crit here. He's gonna get a small heal with his racial, but it's still below. He's still below 350. All right. 260. Oh, he is faster than me, unfortunately. Okay. Let's go for focus beams. Do 31. I need like a random crit there at the end. So he's probably going to go for decoy. I'm going to go for Dazzling Dance. And then I'm actually curious, if I dodge now, does bomb still hit me? I feel like there might be a bug where it does. And he's going to do nothing but attack me here. So let's just find out for science, since I probably lose this matchup anyways. Let's find out if that is still how it works. I feel like the dodge falls off before the bomb drops. Yeah, it totally is. All right, well played by my opponent. But also my team is, yeah, Pygmy Cow's a little bit on the heavy side. So that's 0-1 for cannon fodder. That's okay. We have better teams, so let's try a slightly better team now. Let's try not that team because I have the Valk, and this will be yeah, that'll be a tough team. Although I do have some decoy breakers. You know what? What was that team? I feel like this team would do fine. Let's just play it. Classic. We got Lucky Dance with Mothballs and Cyclone. Also, there's a lot of people queuing right now, so I might actually just get someone else entirely. Just gonna play this team because it looks like a fun little combo. How are we doing so far? I think I'm 4-1, right? Started here. Yeah, 4-1. Usually I go for 5 wins, but I think I'll do a couple extra games just because I have so many teams lined up. And I'm very happy that I have this pet finally. It took me forever to get him. So we got a Blight Breath, Incorrect Breed, Twilight Clutch Sister, Terrible Turnip. So he's got some AoE. Let's see if our AoE is enough to counter his. So he doesn't have any critters. I can just go for the Blackout Kick and get a free turn. He might have a Tidal Wave. So if he brings in that Terrible Turnip, I probably don't want to go for Cyclone. That Terrible Turnip might actually be a big problem for fun-sized Flarendo, but we'll see. Let's bring in the Flitter. Then I'm not sure, do I want to go for Cyclone first or Mothballs first? I think if I go for Mothballs first, it'll be a little bit more damage. Um... No, I'm gonna go for Cyclone first. I need to AoE. Then what I'll do is Mothballs and then swap back to Gurgle so that I can refresh my Uncanny Luck. My team is fairly low HP though, so it's going to struggle versus all this AoE. Maybe I should have went for Mothballs first and then Cyclone. I think it's hard to say. But, yeah, let's go for another Uncanny Luck and then we can stun him. So we'll have Cyclone getting work done while he's stunned. It's weak damage versus that dragon, but it's still, power, Cyclone. Sadly, I don't have the aquatic attack on Gurgle, so I can't take advantage of his weather, but neither can he while he's stunned. And I have strong damage versus the Twilight Clutch Sister, which is good. I think what I'll do here, I'm doing a lot of swapping, but I think it'll work out for me if I just bring in the Sun-Soaked Flitter. I do not want him in a matchup versus a dragon later on, so I think I'll go ahead and bring him in. Although, since he's just doing AoE, it doesn't particularly matter who I'm playing with. Yeah, I think my best bet is to try to get as much AoE damage out as possible. And I have Primal Cry, but Cyclone is going to still be more damage versus a dragon, even though it's weak. So let's take out that Undead ratio so that he's doing less damage to my team, and then throw up a Cyclone during his Undead round. Okay. Probably bring in the Terrible Turnip, although if I was him, I feel like I would bring in the Clutch Sister. I'm just guessing he'll bring in his second pet, and then the Clutch Sister is his cleanup pet. If he brings in the Clutch Sister, he'll probably go for Twilight Fire, which will proc his Dragon Racial, and he is faster than me. No, he's the wrong breed. Oh, I'm faster than him. Well, he brought in that pet, which is a huge relief, because that means I can... maybe I just attack him. I'm not really sure. Pretty low HP. I want to bring in Flarendo. That might be a misplay, but I think it's... Yeah, so he goes for Tidal Wave, which means my Cyclone is gone. It's doing a lot of damage under Cleansing Rain, but let's see here. Let's go for Primal Cry first, so I can slow him. He might go for Sons of the Root. No, he has Sunlight. It's going to kill my Flitter. And then Gurgle's a fart away from death. So it's basically up to Flarendo to pog out here. I need like a crazy crit or something. Let's go for damage. Don't think I can win this. And he has Leech Seed. Dang it. Okay, well, it's going to hit me hard, but I might barely survive here. Let's see, 108 plus 115. I think if he doesn't crit... Oh, he totally did crit. Ugh. Okay. Okay, let's see here. So 311 is... I need a high roll. I need a high roll. No, if I got a high roll, I could have killed him, maybe. Well, no, I needed a high roll and a crit. Dang it. Alright. Hmm. Maybe I misplayed that. I think I could have went for mothballs and gotten some more single target damage out. Oh well, let's play a stronger team. Did I play this team yet? This team's pretty good. Yeah, I feel good about this team. Yeah, let's play this team. Because I'm kind of getting farmed now. Maybe I could play the Fiendish Imp. Yeah, this team looks a little more fun. How would it do versus Blight Breath? I think both of these teams will do just fine. Although I did play with the Lost Quill already. Q popped. I'll take the Q. I did a lot of swapping that last game. I probably would have been better off just like maybe starting with Flarendo and just going for single target attacks instead of going for Cyclone. Because he did have a Cyclone remover. Okay, so we got Chrominius, Incorrect Breed, Phosphor Rat, and Power Bloodbeak. Let's start with Jingles, because if he starts with that Phosphor Rat, I can't put him to sleep. He'll probably start with Chrominius, but yeah, either of these pets are... Honestly, all three of these pets are fine to start with, so we can go for Booby Trap Presence. Let's do that. Doesn't have an elemental to eat it with or any way to remove it. Oh. That's one way to play Chrominius. Well, I have my Beast Racial, so let's send the Gift of Winter Veil so it comes back off cooldown. And then I probably want to swap to, let's see, I guess Jingles would be good versus Rat, so he's worth saving. Maybe I just take advantage of my Beast Racial, though. Well, Florendo's not going to be good versus the Rat because he has elemental damage. Let's just stay in and attack. I've been doing too much swapping. I think that's what's cost me a lot of momentum in these last few games. If you're not sure what to do, you're better off just staying in and doing damage, because every time you swap, you're passing a turn. So it really needs to be worth it. Might go for a heal here, but he's not going to be able to outlive this Booby Trap Presence. And then we can get off a second Booby Trap Presence if he brings in the Phosphor Rat. If he brings in the Flyer, he might actually lose his Flying Racial. I'm not sure about the math. He might barely survive, but I can take out his Flying Racial with Primal Cry. Even if he's on the back line. Okay, so he brings in the Flyer. 690. Yeah, he lost his Flying Racial. He's probably going to go for a Rain Dance. I have weak damage versus him. I'm going to save Jingles. He's useful. Let's bring in Flarendo because he's bad versus critters. Okay. Went for a liftoff. Probably not the move on a Bloodbeak, but it means I can root him whenever he comes down. So let's do that, since I don't want to be fighting the critter with Flarendo. Okay, Primal Cry, so I can outspeed him. Even if he heals here, pretty sure a burn will kill him. That's unfortunate that I got that low end on the last game, too. That was a little bit RNG, but I think the Twilight Clutch Sister was still probably, like, at least 95% chance going to beat me. I don't think Clamp was enough damage to kill him. Okay. Oh, he survived. What? Come on, Flarendo. I've been hyping you up. Gotta do better than that. I don't know. 338 still pretty good. If that's a low roll, that's, that's not bad. So Florendo's not great versus this last pet, so I think my best bet is just to stay in so that I'm not taking unnecessary damage on my other two pets. We can go for a slow here. Let's do it. It's strong damage versus him. And he doesn't have darkness. Unfortunately. Can go for a clamp. Although, let's see here. If I survive the stampede, I could just kill him with clamp. I don't think I'm surviving the stampede. That's okay. We'll take the 352. That's a good crit. And then Jingle should have no problem cleaning up this bounce frost for rat. Didn't even need my lost quill. Okay, so what was that other team I was looking at? The Fiendish Imp and... Oh, I like that other pet. I'm going to play that team. I like these pets a lot. If I queue into, like, a decoy pet, like that, Valk, Kunlai Runt, and Darkmoon Zeppelin team, this team will do fantastic. Because I have the best decoy breaker in the game. Got an aquatic to take weak damage from the Valk attacks. And then, well, the Kunlai Runt's a little bit of a problem. But I think he was power, so both of these pets should still be faster even after getting slowed. Plus I still have Primal Cry to help me out, so... Yeah, I have high hopes for this team. I think it'll do good. The only thing I see this team having trouble versus is going to be, like, idols. And at least I have a weather changer, so... Now this is a cool team. I never see these pets. Double humanoids, but I have the superior humanoid. Should be a pretty straightforward matchup. We have a terrible turnip again. Let's start with our imp, and I think just swap him out. Don't want to deal with sunlight or whatever he's planning to do here. Let's get rid of that turnip. Deal with him later with my aquatic. That should be a good matchup. He might root me. Oh, that hurt. It's fine. I got an imp. I can heal up on the back line. There's a good chance that he has elemental damage. It's also a decent chance he has aquatic damage. I think, or undead damage. Regardless of what he has, I think it's in my best interest to bring the Snapdragon here. Yeah, we take weak damage from Agony. Regardless of what he has here, it would be more damage if I was on my Flarendo, so... I change that weather on him, which I want to, because that weather is giving him a heal, even if he swaps out, since he is a humanoid. Let's go for Call Lightning. Yeah, it's weak damage versus this guy. That's totally fine. At least we stopped that humanoid healing, and it'll buff our immolation damage a little bit. Two water jets should take him out. He might go for sunlight. He also might go for the... He might go for the leech seed, but even if he does, I think he'll die to water jet on the next turn, so not too worried about going for dive or anything. He's going to heal a little bit here, but then he's going to take some damage from immolation. I think he's below 444 after this. Yeah, he totally is. Okay, so the elemental's gone, which means I can probably bring in Flarendo, although he might have some elemental damage here. That's fine. He might have Nethergate. If he does, will be weak damage versus Flarendo. Nope, he doesn't have Nethergate, so he can't swap me out, which is good. Oh, I just realized I'm running Rip and Razor Talons. Oh, yeah, because I have Immolation. That was the idea here. So we can go for... Let's go for Razor Talons first, since we have Lightning and Immolation. Let's see how much damage this does. Yeah, that's why I was putting these two with him. Is we can do Lightning, Immolation, and Razor Talons, and then if he swaps, we can still hit him with Primal Cry and do big damage. Although I think what I'll do here is Rip first. That way, if he wants to swap, he's taking Rip, Razor Talons on the back line. Somebody's lagging out. It could be me. Uh-oh. He crit. I think I die here. I should have went for the Primal Cry. Oh, but he died. Well, Fun Size Flarendo is probably dead, but I think these two will be able to clean up no problem. Let's bring in the Snapdragon. Since we take weak damage from these abilities, go ahead and hit him with Call Lightning. Then, might be good to go for Dive. Not sure. Let's go for Water Jet, I guess. Even if he kills my Snapdragon, he's like one attack away from dying. I want to find out what he has here. He's not letting me know. Maybe he thought I would swap. Let's go for Dive to see if we can find out what he's running in case we queue into him again. Because if he has Bone Prison, I can like safely bring in Flarendo, possibly. He doesn't want to let me know. He's keeping his cards hidden. Alright, high roll should... Oh, yeah, even a low roll kills him. Alright, I had another team with the Razor Talons and the Rip build. Don't know how well it'll do. But I'll play it. This is, I think all the other teams I have, I'm running... I'm running the Root and Burn build, but so far I've lost with that build twice, although I maybe could have played a little better. Also, these were probably... Well, this team's not bad, it's just it didn't have enough AoE damage to out AoE my opponent, and I was doing a lot of swapping while he's just staying in and PvEing my team. I think I might have been better off just starting with maybe Flarendo. I don't know. It's hard to say. This might have just been... I mean, Clone Dance isn't great versus dragons. And he had a Cyclone Remover. There was also a point where I swapped out my Flitter. Maybe it would have been better for me to just stay in and attack him. I don't know if that would have been the difference maker right there, but yeah. If I had to go back and replay that match, I probably should have stayed in on the Flitter and attacked him. But it's okay. I mean, there's better Clone Dance teams out there. I could play this team, and it would probably do just fine versus him. This is just a stronger combo, because I have a Weather Changer. We have the Undead Racial. A little bit more AoE damage, because my Weather Changer is AoE damage. So a lot of Valks queuing tonight, which is why it's good that I have an Aquatic. I think he'll start with his Valk. Although he might see my Aquatic on the front line and bring the Terror Claw. Let's see. If I was him, I would probably just... I would probably start with that Terror Claw because he sees the Aquatic. But yeah, no, he started with the Valk. Valk is kind of like the Unborn Valk. Or it's kind of like Anomalous. If you don't start with him, he's a lot less valuable. So we just barely outspeed him too with Snarly. So we can... Oh, bleed him up before he haunts us, and then he'll probably bring the Terror Claw, which means I can bring in one of these two pets. I'm certainly not staying in on Snarly, unless he brings in the other undead, in which case, yeah, we're going to get on out of here because he probably has Alpha Strike ready for us. Let's see, I'm thinking... Nomelia is my best bet here, just so that I can get my turret rolling. Oh, he went for a dodge. Well, yeah, that's perfect. Now's a great time to go for build turret. And then I can swap to Flarendo. I don't want Flarendo versus the Fragment, because there's a 50-50 chance he has strong damage with Seethe. And I would say it's higher than 50% because you're weird if you don't run damage diversity with this pet. So odds are fairly high he has strong damage versus me on that pet, which means I want to utilize Flarendo. So I could go for Razor Talons, but most likely he's going to swap here. So I think I'll go for Rip first, so that if he stays in, he'll be swapping out with a dot. Yeah, that tells me all I need to know. He clearly has Seethe. I'd probably stay in for one attack just to go for Razor Talons. I think it's worth the Razor Talons with turret and bleeding to take a Seethe. So let's do it. Also, if he goes for Soul Rush, I take weak damage from that. Well, now he might go for Soul Rush. I might actually just stay in for one more turn and go for Primal Cry. Really debating. Let's do it. Oh, he just swapped out with, that was a big mistake. That Fragment of Anger is extremely dead on the back line now. That was a big misplay by him. We can bring in Snarly here to take weak damage from probably a Curse of Doom, I would anticipate. And then the Terror Claw is not bleeding, so I don't want to go for the Blood in the Water. I am down to go for Surge, though. If he swaps that Valk out, I can kill him with Primal Cry if Bleed doesn't get the job done. I think he might have barely survived, but yeah, we got Primal Cry for AoE. Take weak damage from Curse of Doom, and then Snarly's not great versus the Terror Claw, obviously. I think I'll just stay in. Take weak damage from that Shadow Slash, and then I should probably win this 1v2. I think the main thing I have to be aware of is Ravage. Could give him a heal. I feel like he's just going to go for a dodge. So I could either go for a Surge. Let's go for the Surge here, because I'm predicting he'll go for dodge, and then while he's dodging, we'll just bring in Nomelia or something. Yeah, I don't think he has enough damage to kill me before I get my turrets out. Yeah, especially if he's going for Ravage. Should be pretty downhill from here. It was a close game until he swapped out his Fragment of Anger with 3 rounds of a bleed and Razor Talons on him at like 10% HP. That was unfortunate. Could go for a deflection here, just to mid-max, since he's going to attack, surely. And my turret can take out his flying racial. Now we're faster. Oh, he doesn't have the Alpha Strike. So I had nothing to worry about on Snarly. We could bring in Flarendo. I think I'll just stay in here because I'm faster. And he's probably going to dodge on the next turn. Oh. Well, he could crit me with Ravage. I'm just going to risk it. Oh, we got a high roll. Good job, Nomelia. Okay, any other teams that I feel like playing? This video is already getting pretty long, but I still have like 10 teams I haven't played with. We already played with Jingles. Saving that team for later. It's basically just like a backup if in case I queue into like a super, like, yeah, triple darkness S tier team. We already played Clone Dance and it didn't work out. This team is pretty strong. Maybe I'll play this team last. We could play with this team. This team, if I queue into idols, I have two pets that are great versus idols. Although if I queue into these, if I queue into these, what are they called? Valkyrs. I don't have a great answer for the Valkyr. I guess I have Bubble and Clobber. I'm not too scared, but yeah, this team I have like lined up in case I queue into idols. Any other teams? I guess I could try one of these teams that lost, but I think I'll just try again with them later. I think I'll go for 2 more wins and then call it for the video, but I'm looking forward to trying out these teams in the future because this is a really fun pet. Primal Cry is one of my favorite abilities, and you could say, I think there's an argument to be made. This is the new best pet with Primal Cry now. Um, the best pet is probably still the Stunted Direhorn, but he's a lot more RNG than Flarendo. Okay, I'm not sure what to do here. Let's just start with... Florendo's going to struggle versus the Elemental. Squirky's going to do okay versus him, but I'll really need that Primal Cry, and it's only 4 rounds. I feel like this is going to be a tough matchup. I don't really have a good decoy or bubble breaker. Okay, let's go for Nature's Ward. He's going to hit me with something, so let's go ahead and get our healing going. He has aquatic damage. That was to be expected, I guess. Okay. I guess I could swap out my Autumnal Sproutling for some healing. I think what I'll do is I'm going to stay in for 1 turn, try to take out that bubble, and then bring in Flarendo, most likely. And then Flarendo will be rooted. Oh, it seems risky to bring him in, because then if he brings in that Molten Corgi, that's a really bad matchup. But this is not a matchup that I'm doing well on, so... We'll bring in the Flarendo. He could really punish that swap, though, because now I'm rooted for 3 turns. If he brings in that Elemental, I will... Yep, that was a good move. I will be able to slow him, fortunately, but I can't swap out, so I just have to take this. Oh, and I'm still slower. Oh, no. This is not good. Okay. Let's go for a burn. We're going to take a lot of damage here. Maybe I should have brought in Squirky. But I really wanted that Primal Cry to get rid of the bubble, so... We'll go for a Clamp. Ah, he dodged it. Well played. Okay. Well, he is slower for 3 turns. I can bring in Tumble Sproutling and heal, and not get rooted. I think that's the move here. And he's almost dead. But if I... Well, let's go for the heal here. I wonder if this is the same Terraclaw hatchling. I kind of doubt it. We'll go for Fist of the Forest. He's probably going to go for like a heal or one of these 2 abilities, I would imagine. Oh, he brought the Terraclaw. I don't know if that was the correct move. I think that was not the correct move, actually. Okay. Well, I like this matchup, so let's stay in. Ah, he dodged. Well, while I was doing that, I could either swap or I could reapply Nature's Ward. Too low to bring in Flarendo without like a free swap from one of these pets dying. So I think I'll go for Nature's Ward. Squirky's good versus the Terraclaw, but I don't know if it's good enough to manually swap and take free damage. Yeah, I think this is the same guy, so that means he probably has Claw. Don't have a flyer to take advantage of that, but... let's see here. He takes 2 more attacks to kill. Let's go for another attack. He might swap here. Probably to Benax. That Molten Corgi's a big problem for me. Because Squirky does strong damage to him, but he is slower. So I don't want to lose any unnecessary health on Squirky. Autumnal Sproutling is strong, but I usually just use him as like tank versus Sandstorm and Darkness pets. I guess I can use him to tank Mudslide, although it could also work out to bring in Squirky. Let's go for Fist, since he doesn't have Bubble up yet. And then I think I don't know if it's worth going for Nature's Ward anymore. I think it's just better for me to go for clubs and get rid of the bubble. Because I'm already pretty low HP. If I can get rid of that bubble, that gives me a free swap into Flarendo, and then I can Primal Cry. Although last time I did that, he brought the Molten Corgi and he was still faster. Maybe I just bring in Squirky. Let's bring in the Flarendo. It's fine. What I want to do is Primal Cry. Well, is that what I want to do? Let's go for Burn. That way we kill him if he stays in, and then when he swaps, which I was expecting, we can Primal Cry, get some AoE damage out. And I think it was fine if I brought in Squirky anyways, but yeah, we'll just use Florendo so that Squirky isn't taking damage from these puppies. We didn't get to slow the Corgi because he went underneath, but that's fine. He's going to be underneath now, so may as well just pass until Florendo's dead, since I can't swap anyways. And then it's up to Squirky to 1v2, but it's not a whole lot of health left, so I'm feeling optimistic about Squirky's chances here. We just need to go for some damage. Even if he heals, I have strong damage versus him. I should be in the clear. Yeah, he can try to buy back a cooldown, but I don't think he's going to be able to survive until puppies. So let's go for damage. Let's see what he does. I'm feeling like he probably has Super Bark, or probably would have used his heal. Regardless, I'm surprised he hasn't used one of them yet. It's too bad I don't know what he's running, but that worked out nicely. I think I'll play this last team. Because it has two of the new pets that I'm really excited about having. It is really strong for Pet Week, but that's why I saved it for the end. So I basically just have Flarendo here, not because he fits perfectly with this team, although it's a similar combo to the Direhorn Anomalous. Direhorn's really dangerous with Anomalous because you already have a lot of AoE damage with Anomalous, and then you have extra damage with Primal Cry. So this team, uh-oh, did I get bugged? No, but it was close. So we have Poison Protocol, we got Great Sting, and Primal Cry. So this team's going to have a lot of AoE. If I queue into Sandstorm, I have a Weather Changer. And then I have the wrong breed of the Fouling Buzzer. I want the SS, I just haven't been able to get it to drop yet. I've gotten 2 PSs to drop in a BB. But I just can't find that SS yet. So once I do, I'm going to replace him. But for now, Primal Cry will allow me to outspeed a lot of pets that'll give this pet trouble. And then he just has good coverage. So like this pet is bad versus mechanicals, so I have elemental damage. My flyer is going to take strong damage from magic damage, so having a mechanical here it just seems like it could work out nicely. Yeah, just not exactly the team that I was hoping. I was hoping a little bit stronger, but it is Pet Week, so you never know what you're gonna get. It's okay. Just go ahead and play this out. I think starting with the Fouling Buzzer is good here because he's probably going to go for like Sunlight. I don't really want that. I thought this pet wasn't in the game. Did they make it available in Remix or something? So I thought I remember Hiru making a video saying, "Oh yeah, there's this rare that dropped it, and then they took the rare out of the game, so you couldn't get the pet." Maybe I have it. Gordon? I don't know. Wait, Gordon. Oh yeah, no, I have it too. It must have been made available in Remix. Yeah, it's in Remix. Doesn't look like a very good pet. But let's see here. We'll go for the Great Sting. Don't really need to worry about Toxic Fumes versus the Elemental since he doesn't take the extra duration. Then, so Fun Size Florendo does extra damage to him. I think it's just better if I bring in Anomalous here and then use Florendo as my cleanup pet. He's a better cleanup pet than Anomalous. Actually, all three of these pets are not fantastic, but it's an AoE team, so I don't really need to worry too much about who I am cleaning up with. Let's Still probably worth going for Toxic Fumes before Poison Protocol, because I'll do extra damage to these two pets. Alright, go ahead and sacrifice Anomalous for the free swap to our Buzzer, who now has his cooldowns back. I don't think I'll even need Flarendo. This combo's just too good. I guess I could use him for fun, but yeah, the correct way to play this team is just Abuse, Great Sting, in Poison Protocol. Because how do they not, like, how is this a thing where these two poisons stack and do not, like, if you use a bleed pet and then use another bleed, it'll just override the first bleed. Whereas with these two, you can just stack them for disgusting damage. Yeah, there's not much he can do. He's slower than my power speed breed on all of his pets, so I can just swap him out with those. All those dots are taken away. And then, yeah. Alright, good job, Flarendo. You contributed a lot to this last game here. You did some great cheerleading on the bench back there. Okay, well this is supposed to be my spotlight for him, so I can't let that be the last game. We'll do one more. Let's pick a team that I think he's more instrumental to. Maybe we play this Clone Dance team? Well, that's kind of the same idea. I'm just going to use these two pets. What about this team? Now, that team is just, I'm not going to lie, just, yeah, I think we'll play this team. We played with Jingles already. Um, I'm just going to play with this as my last team. I don't really have Florendo here for, like, synergy with this team. But if they are slower, I do have the Primal Cry, which is nice. And then he's mostly here just for coverage. So this pet's bad versus mechanicals. So is this pet. And then, yeah, it's basically just a minefield swap team. But I have a Celestial Blessing here that might come in handy. Okay, so we got the same poor guy. At least my team isn't so try hard this time. So I think this is LG for real. Never did find out what his terrible turnip is doing. But he might have Tidal Wave. So let's start with Stardust. And, oh, start with Gordum. Well, this pet is kind of random. Um, Maybe I'll just go for somebody. So this will bring in the terrible turnip. Maybe I'll just swap. Let's at least go for Celestial Blessing before we swap. Oh, perfect. He's going for that, which means I can take half damage on somebody. Who is that somebody going to be? I think Jingles is better. Um, I think Jingles is better because he's going to be really bad versus Son of Animus, so I want to go ahead and save Florendo versus the Mechanical. He could eat weak damage with the Booby Trap Presence. Maybe I just go for Gift first, or maybe I save Gift for my Beast Racial. Decisions. I feel like it's better if I just send Gift so that I have it back off cooldown quickly. He's staying in. Even though it's weak damage versus the Elemental, it's still good damage, so let's take advantage of our Celestial Blessing and go for some damage here. He has a Beast Racial and attack boost, and I don't have my shield anymore. He might kill me here with... I don't think Trample is going to kill me. Making a calculated risk. I don't think I die, even if he crits. Yeah, poor son of Gordum. Just, absolute F-tier pet. Terrible stats, terrible moves. That would indeed be a challenge to get a win with. Okay. I think Jingles is too low HP to save, and he's not good versus the mechanical anyway, so let's just get out as much damage as possible. Well, now I know he doesn't have AoE. Maybe I'll bring in Stardust? No, wait, he might have AoE. Yeah, he probably does have Tidal Wave. Let's sacrifice Jingles for the free swap into Stardust. I mean, it's not a lot of damage, but it's still damage. Okay, I could now let's bring in Stardust because now is the perfect time to go for Celestial Blessing. And then I could just swap him out. He's likely to go for like a heal, like maybe Leech Seed, and I don't want that happening, so let's go ahead and interrupt him. Swap him out to the back line, and then we have Sanctified Ground up, so I could bring in Flarendo to take weak damage, and then that's a strong matchup. And this is a bad matchup, so that's exactly why I had Flarendo, is in case I queue into mechanicals, I have hard-hitting burns. Okay, he got a crit, so it's a good thing I took 50% reduced damage from that. I kind of want to Primal Cry. Oh, wait, doesn't he have Interrupting Jolt? He's about to interrupt me, isn't he? Oh well, I take half damage, so that's fine. Let's go for Primal Cry, because if he swaps, I want to be able to outspeed him. I feel like that's probably what he will do, because he does 50. I mean, that's what I would do. Seeing that my enemy's taken 50% reduced damage. Well, I guess he does get healed from Touch the Animus, but he was full HP, so not sure how important that was. Alright. Let's go ahead and root him. If he swaps in the turnip, he's dead and effectively rooted anyways. And now I have the matchup I want, so should be pretty downhill from here. Because I can just, yeah, this is the power of Primal Cry, is even if I'm fighting something faster than me. The duration is longer than the cooldown, so I can just keep him slower than me. Also, I can just kill him here, but um, let's see, so it procs my mechanical racial. I think the move here is Primal Cry doesn't quite kill him. Let's just go for Primal Cry. It's fine. He's going to get a bit of a heal here, but I kill his Terrible Turnip. And then, even though I do wick damage to him, I think I will be just fine here. Just need to spam a couple Arcane Slashes, and he should go down. Realistically, I don't think it mattered whether I went for Burn or Primal Cry, but... Alright. So yeah, video's getting a little long. I'll keep playing with this pet in the future, so if you have any pets you want to see me try out with him, or any combos I didn't try here, let me know and I'll try it out for sure, because I have been looking forward to playing with this pet for a long time. I'm a little annoyed that he's so difficult to get, because he is time gated by like over a month. There is no way to like buy him on the auction house or trade him or anything. But yeah, he's really fun. Like I said, you can run Razor Talons and put him on a bleed team. He's got that hard-hitting root ability and just really high attack power with combined with Primal Cry. It's hard to say which is better, him or Leviathan Hatchling, but I feel like he is a tier above the Leviathan Hatchling, so he might be my new all-time favorite Primal Cry user. Primal Cry is just such a good ability. Does AoE slows by 25%. And then, as you can see, yeah, you can just spam it on cooldown, and then it'll keep the enemy team slowed before the slow is gone. I think the Direhorn's still a little bit better because he has the potential to like interrupt while the enemy team is slowed. But then he's so RNG because it's a 50-50 interrupt, and then Trihorn Charge loves to miss all the time. Yeah, I really like this pet a lot, so the only thing that's too bad about him is he doesn't have a weather changer. Oh, the other thing you could try that I was thinking of is, I can't do it on this account, but if you compare him to the Black Fuse Bombling, which is the favorite pet with Armageddon, to pair with Merkalot, he actually hits even harder. So, yeah, Merkalot is a very much a meme in PvP pet battles, especially now that the ability starts on cooldown. But if anybody has Flarendo and Merkalot, I think that could be uh, a lot of damage. Combining that Armageddon with Righteous Inspiration. I don't even want to think about how much damage that does if it crits, but yeah, 377 times 2 times 3 pets. That's insane damage. And then maybe so there's a couple pets that have like this bend time ability. Looks like there's 3. I guess the Bronze Protowhelp is probably the best one. You could maybe make Somnius work since he has a heal. You'd probably just run bend time, then like Crystal Prison. I don't know. There's not any good pets with this, but maybe if bend time allows you to use Righteous Inspiration right away, that could be like a fun meme team. I can't do it because sadly I don't have Merkalot on this account. But yeah, you could even try Armageddon situationally. I think giving up Primal Cry for Armageddon's a little bit silly, but yeah, you can pretty much use this pet with just about any moveset, and just his high attack power, strong mechanical racial, really solid. I think maybe not high S tier, but I think he's definitely at least high A tier, and you could argue like low S tier pet. I'm not sure. I'm not sure yet. I would say he doesn't have a weather ability, and right now, if you don't have a weather ability, it's you have to be pretty insane. I would say he's like a high A tier, just because of how overtuned like Sandstorm and Darkness are. But you could definitely have a lot of fun with him during Sign of the Critter week. And depending on what you pair him with, like if I played him on this team, I could probably still go toe to toe with at least some of the best teams out there. So if you pair him with other strong like S tier pets, giving them Primal Cry is like can be a huge game changer because these pets are not that fast. Like 301, 305, they will struggle versus say like the Putrid Geist or some pets that are just slightly faster. Um, but then once you have Primal Cry, that's not an issue as much. So I'll try this team if I queue into my least favorite player ever. See how it does. I think the MPD is a better third here, but it kind of fills the role here. Just instead of having decoy, he has some AOE, and then can keep people from swapping. Covers versus mechanicals very well. He can hit really hard with burn. 475 high end. That's pretty nuts. So hope y'all enjoyed the video, and if you have any team suggestions, put them in the comments. I'll try them out as soon as I get my hands on those pets. And I'll see y'all in the next one.